How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. Boys, it's always nice when you drop by the shop. I love having visitors, so thanks for coming by. Today we have a project on the MTD Gold lawn tractor that we bought. I want to get, check it all over and get it to a state that, so that I understand and know what condition everything is in on the tractor. So I'm not sure the history of this tractor, whether it was used hard or abused or whatever. I don't think it was, but anyways, we want to get it to a good spot and start from there and go forward. So today I want to check the valves, make sure the valves are correct, and also I want to change the oil. So the little bit of time I've been spending on this tractor driving around, and it probably hasn't even been an hour or two yet, but I think the engine might be running a little bit on the hot side. So there's a couple of things that can cause the engine to overheat. One of them is a lubrication problem. The other one is valves. So that's why I want to check these two things and get the engine to what I think is a good spot to move forward from there. So we're going to check the valves, like I say, and then I noticed when I checked the oil, there was lots of oil in it. It looked like it needed to be changed, and also there was gas in the oil. So I think fuel was coming down through the carburetor into the sump. So we're going to address that problem, I think, at the carburetor level, and that'll be in another video. So today what we're going to do is we're going to check the valves, set those up if they need to be, and we're going to change the oil in the filter. So let's get at her. I'm guessing that there's been maintenance done on this because I see another stud broke off here on the cover and one broke off over here. Or if it's not broke off, there's none in there anyway. So because there's nothing there, if they're broke off, then getting this cover off is probably going to be a challenge. Maybe not though, it seems to be coming off. I was thinking they probably had extra amount of gasket glue on it to hold it, to make sure it doesn't leak. Oh, one more down here at the bottom that I missed. See some oil, remnants of maybe an oil leak at the bottom of this cover. So we'll see once we get it off what those broken studs look like. The gasket looks in good shape. I'm just putting the screw in here to see what we're up against, if anything. That's threading in there pretty good, so I think maybe whoever had this off maybe just lost the screws. And on this side over here, it looks to be the same thing. Yeah, it just lost the screws, so. Okay, that's easy. I can just get more screws to replace those. So now, I'm going to turn the engine. Which way does it turn? Let me see. It turns clockwise, looking at it from the top. Now, I'm just going to show you something here. They have decompression on start. You watch this. So the intake is opening, so this is the intake stroke. So then a little bit of decompression there. Did you see this one move? And now it's back up. So this is compression. Spark, and then exhaust, and then intake, decompression, power. So there's the power stroke right there. So I'm going to leave that because both valves should be closed and they both seem pretty loose. So I'm going to go check the specs just to make sure what those clearances are, and I'll be right back. So I checked, and the intake is 5 thou and the exhaust is 7 thou. So there's 3 and 2. That ought to do it, eh? 3 and 2 make 5. It used to. And there's about 50 in there. So we're going to try to adjust these to 5 thou. So that's 5 thou I have on my feeler gauge there now.
That seems pretty good right there. If I loosen this, then it gets sloppy. If I go there, it's too tight. So right around there. It's a nice bit of drag there. So I think we're going to tighten that up right like that. And that doesn't seem too bad. Okay, so now let's do the exhaust. And the exhaust is 7th thou. 4 and 3. 4 and 3 makes 7, even with the new math. So let's put 7 in here and see how loose this is. It's actually a bit on the tight side, you know that? So let's loosen this. So that doesn't feel too bad. So we hold the stem and then tighten the nut. Too tight. And that's too tight. That seems too loose right there. That's rubbing not bad right there. So I had quite a challenge adjusting those, but I think we got them, not bad. I found a couple of, these are 6mm bolts, so I found a couple of those. So we're going to put the valve cover back on. Okay, so then this goes on here, like so. Tell you what, you know, working around these valves, your hands get dirty, and I put that little piece of grip tape on my extension. That sure makes a difference when you're running these screws in, because it gives your fingers a really good grip on that extension. Like if I was just trying to turn this, well, my hands with the oil on them, it's just slipping. But with that grip tape, it pulls right in there good. I like it. All right. Now one other screw that has to go in here. I believe it's this one. One other thing I forgot to do is this little breather tube here. This end, I guess, is going to go in there, and that end goes in here. I think it goes that way. I don't know why the tape was on that. But anyway, okay, so that's it. I'm just going to start it up, let it run it, and we'll change the oil. So we're going to drain the oil. I had the engine running here for a little bit. And these are supposed to be these just turn and drain spouts, but this one doesn't seem to be working. In fact, it even seems to turn off there pretty good, so I'm going to try this to see if I can catch the oil. That oil seems very liquidy, and I got it all over my shoes. And But I managed to make a god dang mess, I'll tell you that. Okay, next thing I'm going to take the filter out. What a mess. I'm sure I couldn't have made more mess if I wanted to. So the oil filter that came off this was a Kohler filter. It was only, I don't know, 2 3/8 long or something. So I didn't have the proper replacement, but I did have an old Motormaster filter. Now this is probably twice as big as what should be there, but I'm going to install this. I did some research about oil filters, and I found out that there's a pressure relief in them, that when they plug up, they'll pressure relief the bypass, and all the pressure reliefs are just about set the same. I'm going to use this, and hopefully it'll work. It's not going to be there for very long, because the condition of this oil that I drained out had oil in it, had I think gas in it. So I want to run this for a little bit and then check the oil and just see what kind of state it's in. So anyway, we're going to put this on here now, if I can get it. It's kind of long, it doesn't fit in there very good, but it does fit in. There. And I have a new filter, so I'm going to put a new air filter on it. And I think I have a pre-filter too, so if I don't have a pre-filter, I can just wash this one out and reuse this. So I have, it's not a new pre-filter, it's one off of the Husqvarna tractor that I cleaned up good, and then I have a new air filter. So we'll put the air filter on. Something like that. And then the pre-filter. And we can put the cover back on.
So the valves, they were quite loose. I was surprised how loose they were, and I had a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how to adjust them, but we finally did get it. And I set them on a little bit on the loose side. I don't know whether that's a good idea or not. I'm thinking because it's an older engine, maybe loose would be better, but I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. And then changing the oil, well, that filter is not a proper filter for it, and again, I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Don't know what the bypass pressure is in the filter that's supposed to go on it as opposed to the filter I put on it, or if that's even an issue in this kind of an engine. But anyways, it's filtering the oil, that's the main thing. And because there was so much, or I perceived there be so much gas in that oil, I think what I'm going to do is, like after 3 or 4 or 5 hours, I'm going to change the oil again, just to be sure. And I'll hopefully get a better filter to put on it at that time. Although I don't think the Mastercraft filter is bad, I just don't think it's the proper filter. But anyways, other than that, oh yeah, and also the next time I change oil or fluids or anything like that, I'm just going to throw oil on the floor and be done with it, rather than try not to get oil on the floor. Because you saw the mess I made changing this oil, man dear, it was everywhere. But anyways. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks very much for dropping by. It's something nice to see you. How about leaving a comment, let me know a little bit about yourself so we can get to know one another a bit better. And I hope you come back often. I hope you enjoyed the channel. And for my regular viewers, thanks a million, boys and girls, you fellas, just amazing what you do for me and for the channel. I appreciate every second you spend watching. So take care, everybody, and I hope you have a great week. We'll talk.